Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to OccultCatTv. I'm your host, O'Shea. As well, you can call me Atanu. But let me get down to business today. I'm going to be talking about our special guest, Lucifuge Rofocale. So, for myself, I've actually been working with Lucifuge for about truly, let me go into the darkness of my mind. I want to say consciously about 3 to 4 years, where it started with I didn't really know who he was, but I was just intrigued with him as a being. Lucifuge is the patron of necromancy. He is the patron of demonolatry. These are the things that he teaches. As well, when I entered into his sphere, the sphere of Taro, this is when I started to feel truly the darkness within. I started to feel and understand know who I was from that darkness, from those truths. Once you take your Astaroth sigil, Astarte sigil, and you'd place that either in front of the candle leaning up against it or beside it. As well, doing that, you'd take your credit card and you'd place it under the candle. Doing this, you then chant Astarte's ends. This allows you to manifest abundance and wealth and bring it into your life.
I'm so sorry.
It's truly when I entered Lucifuge's sphere and I started to work with Lucifuge as well. Well, first off, I have to say it wasn't until I got to his sphere that I actually was able to accumulate and that I was actually able to integrate fully his energies, and that is why we path work. That's why we work with the different spheres. That's why we work with these different beings. Lucifuge is the being that governs or oversees Satariel. So he's a being in which you must work with if you desire to ascend the Cliffoth and to get to the throne of Hecate, or as well to get to Thamael, and then which beyond that would be the throne of Hecate. Lucifuge in the sphere of Satariel showed me that I am a warrior, that I must embrace my path, my purpose, and my destiny, and with that, leave my legacy. I will not go in depth as to what it is here, but you can actually, if you would like, I'll go in depth on my Patreon, where I actually will be releasing another video on Lucifuge, where I go a lot more in depth, showing my content in that way. As well, this day of the 28th, I'll be releasing this video. So I will be releasing this video either the 28th or the 29th, and I just want to let you guys know that my Patreon service will be so I'm every month at the beginning of the month. It's the 29th, there's no 30th or 31st this month, so 29th into the 1st of the month next month. So tonight I will be doing a group ascension rite where I'm opening the pathway, in a sense, through death, where death links and unifies all paths. I will be linking you to the Egyptian pantheon, to the Hindu or Shiva, the Devas and Divs. I will be linking you to the Goetia and empowering you with the Goetia as well as Havayoth, as well as Hecate, Lucifer, Belial, the Primal Craft, and as well as Zazel. This rite will be very powerful, so I do recommend that you subscribe to my Patreon, because in doing so, this would be very beneficial in your ascension and along your journey. I'm actually releasing under this new moon, this Leo new moon, which I as well just made a video for, so you can go check that out. I will be releasing a whole bunch of content on how you can ascend the Qliphoth and as well better understand magic, tarot, divination, spell working. Um, so that is my Patreon. Lucifuge will as well be a part of that ritual and that rite which I will be performing later tonight. So if you're seeing this video, I do recommend why not go get that service. It will really help you out. It's actually even cheaper than my consultation service. So I mean, why not get my Patreon instead of a consultation service, and then maybe at some point get a consultation from me to better understand the path. My Patreon is to empower you and give you the wisdom and the knowledge. My consultation service is to just understand where you are and where you're going. Both of those will be in the description. So now back to Lucifuge. Lucifuge showed me how to be a warrior. He showed me how to become my greatest version and how to be my greatest self. When I was like, I can't be a UFC world champion. How could I ever be that? Lucifuge stormed into my reality and he's like, look, you can be whatever you want to be. You can be whatever you put your mind to. You have to have the will, you have to have the discipline to do it. And then from that point on, I actually, right before that, I met a trainer and we were already training for a few weeks. This is when, in this time, I was invoking Belial, I was invoking Azazel. This was actually the end of my demonic kings or my demonic gatekeepers working. Or it was concluding to the end, where at some point I eventually reached Satan, who helped me to master myself. I will as well be making a video on Satan soon, guys. I know you guys have been looking forward to that. And then I'll be making 2 videos on Satan, one for my YouTube, one for my Patreon. So know that my Patreon, you think my YouTube's loaded up, my Patreon's going to be loaded to the roof with in-depth magic content on how you can ascend, become your greatest version, in a sense, hack the matrix. So, Lucifuge. When I started to go to the gym and work with Lucifuge, right? So everyone looks at Lucifuge as this being of abundance and wealth and money. And yeah, I saw him as that, but I see past that facade that everyone casts onto him, that everyone cloaks onto him. I see him for truly how he is, a being of immense wealth, knowledge, abundance, wisdom, right? Most importantly, the wisdom that this being provides is immense. He can help you to learn pact making. He can help you to better yourself in evocation, in invocation, right? So we always go to these beings to, oh, I need money, just invoke money. Become money, become abundant, become wealthy, and then work with Lucifuge to, okay, how are you going to become abundant? You have $1 million, Lucifuge gives you $1 million, what would you do? Right? Because that's pretty much what he's doing, just the fact he's choosing to work with you, right? You have a whole generator of wealth, of knowledge and abundance backing you energetically. It doesn't matter who you are, where you started from, you have what you need. You have what you need to rise, ascend, and become your greatest version. And these are the things in which Lucifuge has taught me. He walked with me throughout my journey. He took my hand and he said, go to the gym every day. I went to the gym for about an hour straight. 45 minutes of intense working out, right? And then after that it was way more than an hour when I think about it. 45 minutes of intense working out, just training. And then after that I did about 40 minutes of MMA. I'm sitting there just throwing punches. One punch. Bruce Lee said, I fear not the man with 10,000 kicks, 10,000 punches, but the man that can punch one punch, who's punched one punch 10,000 times, or like 1,000 times, right? So I would just do that. Lucifuge taught me discipline, he taught me strength, he taught me training. These are the things in which you need to make wealth, to make abundance. You have to be disciplined in all that you do. That's the only way that you can accumulate wealth. That's the only way that you can ascend the Qliphoth. the tree of death. You have to be strong. You have to be cunning. You have to be patient when it's needed. You have to wait. You have to plan for things. You have to have a moment. You have to have a plan of action. You have to know when to pounce, what moment, right? This is Lucifuge. He helps you to strategize your empire. He helps you to build abundance in so many different ways and outlets in which if you didn't listen to him, if you weren't like, oh, that's not going to work, then of course it's not going to work. You have to do it. I didn't want to make this video, but I did. You always have to do the work. You have to put in the focus, the discipline, the understanding. I know you wanted me to probably go into something about, oh, demons and this sphere, and I mean I kind of did, but like this sphere and get all dark about it. Lucifuge is an immense demon of darkness and gatekeeper of the demonic realm, and my eyes like rolling back in my head, right? But demons really aren't like that. Yes, the experiences we go through are very intense and can be intense at times to the human body, to the human psyche. But it's once you dissolve that, once you obliterate all that, you see these beings for who they truly are. You go to Lucifuge in his realm and you don't disrespect him for what you see by fearing him, by fearing his realm. Fear, I'm afraid, right? Instead of being afraid, love the demons. Love the path, love the trials for what they are, because they're what shape you. So with that, guys, and with that, guys, my wife, Tamara, she heard what I was saying and she wanted to leave a comment. So, what's up, babe?
Hey, babe. All right. I'm glad to be back on your channel, and I wanted to leave a very important comment regarding what you said.
Yeah.
So, a lot of you guys listening to this, a lot of you guys are not being honest with yourselves. You are afraid to call out your own bullshit. A lot of you guys know why you are broke, why you are not successful.
Damn. Yes.
You don't even need a demon to tell you that. So Lucifuge, if you're working with him, he will bring you to the dark in order to face your shadow and illuminate the parts of yourself that you are inherently afraid to be real with. As I said, a lot of you guys... Okay, wait, hold on.
No, that was perfect. No. That was perfect because you were also you had it for a second where guys, she's still pretty like new to like channeling and working with like the dark matter. But you actually had it. Did you notice the flow that you had where you felt it like it's like a rapper, yeah. Like right, like there's a beat, like there's no beat, but there's kind of like a beat and you're hearing the beat and you're following the beat. So when you were speaking, you weren't just speaking from yourself. It was actually Lucifuge trying to tell like the audience through you, right? He's speaking through the darkness. He's speaking through the dark matter. That's what you were kind of listening to. You were just actually, whereas a guy, when they try to listen to the dark matter and they're not attuned, it's very hard, it's very clunky. But you portrayed it. Even though you felt maybe uncomfortable, right? Because it's different. You're saying new things. You're saying things that you don't usually say, but you were still tapping. I noticed that you were riding that wave of darkness. You were still tapping into it, using your psychic, like your clairvoyance, your psychic, your astral hearing, and you were like listening to. You were receiving the message. And then your ego.
Yeah.
Then your ego kind of, and then at some point we're like, whoa, I can't be receiving this much good knowledge, and then and then kind of like it cuts out the channel sometimes, and then you just keep doing that over and over again, and from that you become better at divination, you become better at spell work, you become better at invoking, Because what you did, that is, in a sense, an aspect of invocation. You're not just choosing to see the being outside of yourself, but you're allowing them to flow through you.
Yeah, so I need to do work to strengthen that. But I'm glad I still said what I needed to say.
Thank you for that.
And just the main message was, yeah,
It got through.
you guys need to be honest with yourselves.
It was very well put. And as you said that, like just a second ago, it was actually 333 for this part of the recording. So we're even getting like numbers to verify what we were talking about.
There we go.
So is there anything else that you'd like to say before I end this video?
Continue working on yourselves, guys. Dive deep into yourselves. Don't lie to yourselves. And don't give up on your journey. It is tough, but nothing in this world comes easily. Especially if you want to essentially become your own creator. Work with these beings. But also, don't give your power away thinking that you need to rely on them only in order for you to evolve. You also have your own personal power within you. Okay. Thank you.
And they even respect that when you use their energies to, like, say, I don't know, create an orphanage, right? You just created that under the will of Hecate. So you didn't just hail the beings, you didn't just do things that were like in the ethers, but instead you grounded something for the being. And again, it doesn't have to be like an orphanage, but you know, maybe you make a business for King Paimon for music, or you make a business for Iblis in social media marketing. It's like in some way you can create something dedicated to them that reflects, and I say Iblis for social media because that's like he has a lot to do with the tech industry and like the as well social media as a whole. Lucifer is the connector that connects us all. He is the current of energy that stems through us. You could even say he is the internet. But yeah, so I just wanted to say that. And with that, guys, you know, rise up, become your greatest version. Use these energies to become your greatest version. And like you work with the trash man to become the trash man, right? The garbage man, right? So you can work with the gods to what? Become the gods, to become a god. And with that, have a beautiful day.